Alright, if you clicked on this video, chances are women keep ghosting you after giving you their phone number, whether it be through a cold approach or a dating app, and you don't know why. That's why I'm going to be breaking down the 3 texting mistakes that most men make when texting women that get them ghosted, so that you know exactly what not to do. Alright, boys, so mistake number 1 is going to be you are talking too much. What does this actually mean? It means you're talking too much. You're talking to the girl too much about meaningless nothings. I can't tell you guys how many times I see guys, they send me screenshots of their conversation with women that led to nowhere. And it's simply because they're not actually talking about anything, right? They're asking the woman, oh, how was your day? What are you doing? What did you do last night? All of these like random small talk that you shouldn't be doing. Guys, the most valuable thing that you have is your attention to women, right? To women, the most valuable thing that you can give them is your attention. That's why if you keep giving off too much of your non-sexual attention by just talking too much in the conversation, not only is she going to get bored, but she's going to start to use you as a texting buddy. So you got to make sure that you're not just texting this girl back and forth about meaningless nothings. Think of this in your head, right? Whenever you're texting a woman, always have this framework in mind. What am I texting her for? Most likely, it's to set up a date, right? Have the conversation be in person. Have the exchange between man to woman be in person, right? But you don't want to be like on your phone texting her back and forth like one of the girls, right? This is why a lot of you guys, you're texting this girl back and forth. You think that it's going well because you've been texting her 5 days after getting her phone number, and yet you haven't established a date. And so guess what happens? She ends up finding a new texting buddy, or she finds a new guy that she wants to go out with. And you took too long to actually take initiative. And so she ghosts you, right? So make sure you're not talking too much. Mistake number 2 is going to be being way too direct. Being too direct. What does this actually mean? A lot of guys will hear that, oh, you have to have a masculine frame when talking to women. You have to let your intentions be known. You have to be bold. You have to be direct, which is all true to an extent. You see, telling a woman that you want to sleep with her right now, right? And being vulgar about it is being too direct. Guys, you got to understand that women are human too, right? And you have to talk to them a different way. You can't just be so like direct with them when you haven't even established that sort of sexual tension in the first place, right? So it's a different story when you've actually already been seeing a girl for a while and you guys have, you got intimate, and then you have a little bit of, spicy talk over the text messages. That's fine. But when you haven't even met the girl in person yet, you guys haven't escalated not one bit, and she hasn't gave you any signs of like, even yet wanting to get intimate with you. She's just been like entertaining the conversation. The worst thing that you could do is be like, oh, I want to fuck you so hard right now, right? Or I would smash you. Like, guys, they know that you want to do that. The second that you say these sort of things, she gets dry. You think it makes her wet? She gets dry, guys. She gets dry. If you want to be direct, there's nothing wrong with it, but you have to do it in a more smooth and subtle way, right? That's why I made a completely separate video other than this one, where I actually break down the alternatives to each and every single one of the mistakes that I'm breaking down in this video. So you guys know what you can do instead of actually making these mistakes, because there's a way to go about it. There's a way to be direct with a woman without being so vulgar, being so harsh, and making her, think that you're a creep and filing a restraining order against you. Because that's what's gonna happen, right? You come off way too strong over text messages, especially with a girl that you haven't even met yet. She's gonna think you're a creep. She's gonna tell all her friends that you're a creep, and she's gonna block you, right? And then you're just gonna be known as that guy that seems thirsty, seems needy, even though you thought that you were doing the right thing by letting your intentions be known. So if you want to know the alternative to being too direct and how to actually be direct with women and create more intimacy, create more spiciness in the conversation, the right way make sure to check out that other video that I made. I'm going to put the link in the description. All right, guys. Number three, the third mistake they should not be doing unless you want to get ghosted by a woman is you are double texting. Some of you guys, you be triple texting, you quadruple text, you send this girl 10 messages and she doesn't respond to any of them and you don't take the hit. And guys, all of these mistakes are mistakes that I have personally made in the past. Everything that I share with you guys are the mistakes that I've made. That's why I'm able to actually come on here and give you guys this information, right? Because I'm speaking from experience, right? I've made all of these mistakes, and I'll tell you guys a quick story of what happened actually. When I got out of a long relationship out of high school, right? I started to be down bad, right? I started to be down bad. I fell into vices, I had bad habits, I stopped taking care of myself, and all of my dating options went to zero. Now, there was this one girl that I started talking to over Instagram, and we ended up actually going out. So we met up in person. Now, since I was so out of the game and I had these bad habits, I didn't know how to actually I forgot how to conduct myself on the date. And so what happened was, you know, we met up and it was a little awkward. Like it was a little awkward, you know, the energy was not there. It wasn't a good meetup. Anyways, she went home, right? She went home and I texted her, "Oh, did you make it home safe?" She's like, "Yeah." And then I texted her something else and she never responded. And because I was in such scarcity, guys, I sent her another message. I double texted. And then she didn't respond to that one. And then I sent another one and another one and another one. And before you know it, I literally sent this girl like 10 different texts. And this was after I knew that you shouldn't be double texting women. I knew that you shouldn't be sending more than one message. But because I was in such scarcity, that's why I was doing it. And so if you catch yourself double texting women, if you catch yourself doing this shit, just know it's because you're in scarcity. Maybe you can attract other women, but you can't attract the type of woman that you are double texting. You can't attract that same quality of woman. That's why you're putting all of your eggs in one basket. That's why you're acting so needy, right? Because that's what it comes off as. It comes off as needy. When she sees that, oh, you're messaging her multiple times, you can't wait for a response. She knows that, okay, this guy doesn't really have other options that are like me. And sometimes, guys, a woman will test you. They may take a little longer to text you back just to see, oh, will this guy double text me? You know, he looks attractive. He looks like he knows the game. But how many options does he have really, right? Is he actually in abundance? And this is why it's so important to actually have an abundance of dating options, guys. When you have multiple women that you're talking to, or at least multiple women who are attracted to you of the same caliber, I'm talking about they're feminine, they look good, they're your type, everything, right? The whole nine. When you have multiple women like this that you know that you can reach out to or that are reaching out to you, you don't feel the need to actually go ahead and double text women, right? It's like, okay, cool. If it happens, it happens. And when I say double text, guys, I don't mean that if you guys are having a normal conversation and you just happen to send the last text, I don't mean that you can't text this woman again, right? If the conversation ended and you happen to be the one to end the conversation, you could be the one to start off a new conversation. It's all good, guys. It's not that deep. You don't have to wait for her to message you again. That's fine, right? And I don't mean that while you're like texting her in the moment, you can't send multiple messages. What double texting is when she just clearly did not respond to something that was an open message, right? You asked her, "Oh, are we still up for a date on Friday?" And she never responded. She never responded, and then you message her again. "Hey, you good? Hey, you there? Are we good?" Question mark, question mark. All of these texts. That's double texting. But if you told this girl good night, right, and then you want to go out on a date with her, or you want to see her the next day, you could send another message, guys. It's not that deep, right? But if she clearly just ignored your message, and best believe, guys, if she's not responding to you, if she's not responding to you, she's gonna ghost you, right? She wants to ghost you because women are on their phone 24/7. 24/7. She's seen your text, bro. I'm telling you right now, she's seen your text. She either has read receipts off or she previewed your message and then chose not to respond. So don't think that she's too busy. These women are not CEOs. Guys, I have a business, right? I have a business and I respond even quicker now that I have a business, right? I respond even quicker because I'm always on my phone. You understand? I have to text my clients back. I have to answer DMs. I have to post my content. And so if I see a message, I'm going to respond to it. I'm not going to purposely wait, right? I don't play these sort of games, guys. And so if you catch a woman doing something like this or playing games with you, that's a red flag. But whatever you do not double text. It will get you ghosted. So quick recap. Make sure you're not talking too much about meaningless nothings. You should only be texting this girl to establish a sort of date, to actually see her in person. You don't want to be too direct, right? If you want to talk sexy to her, you want to amplify the conversation, there's a specific way of doing that. Don't be too vulgar, especially if you haven't even met this woman in person. And by no means necessary should you ever be double, triple, quadruple texting a woman, guys. It makes you come off as needy, as thirsty, and like you have no options. Now, if you guys want to know what to do instead of making these 3 mistakes, then check out the video in the description. I broke down all of these mistakes with examples of how guys do it, and I give real world examples from conversations I had with women, so you guys know exactly how to actually handle that sort of conversation and what to do instead of making these mistakes. So if you want to check out that video, click the link in the description to go see it. And if you watch this video and you're thinking, damn, I make these texting mistakes all the time, guys, this is part of exactly what I work on with my clients in my one-on-one mentorship. I help guys not only get into the peak shape of their life, physically and mentally, spiritually, but I help them attract more women who are actually a part of their protocol. I help them have a dating life of abundance so that they can have a dating life on their terms. They don't have to act in scarcity. They don't have to double text or triple text. They have women come to them. And for March, I'm opening up 5 one-on-one slots to work with me personally, helping you get into the peak shape of your life and helping you attract and date more women on a consistent basis. So if this is something that interests you, click the link in the description to book a one-on-one call with me. It's going to give you a little type form. You're going to answer the questions just so I could get to know a little bit about your situation. We're going to hop on a call, get to know each other. I'm going to break down exactly what the program is, and we're going to see if it actually makes sense for us to work together. I recognize that my program is not for everybody, but if this is something that interests you and you want to take your dating life to the next level, you're tired of just like winging it, you're tired of getting ghosted, you're tired of having women leave you on red, then click the link in the description to book a call with me. And make sure to check out my Instagram because I post daily value on my stories, in my reels, and you can always shoot me a DM if you have any questions about your dating life or the mentorship, anything. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll be there. I answer all my DMs. And if you like this video, of course, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you boys in the next one. Stay dangerous.